Hey guys, this is Moriarty.
And Crypto Spook.
And today we're playing an indie game by the name of The Endless Express.
I really could not tell that that train was not moving. When you jumped out, it threw me into such a big vertigo thing. I was like, ah!
Ah, good. Well, I'm glad that we can make you slightly sick, and we're not even in VR.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that clock's off. I agree.
Clock is completely off. So The Endless Express is a completely free proof of concept from an indie developer. This is made on Unity. It's really, really short. You can beat the entire game in about 25 minutes. It's an exploration game. It's really funky. I like the art style a lot. I think it's super, super cool looking.
It looks, yeah, it definitely does look cool. That is bothering me. The glass effect there is really bothering me, though. It's just not, there's something not right about it. I mean, it does look cool. I don't know, I'm not going to say that I like the art style yet, because it's frankly a little bit disconcerting. But for a free game, you can't really complain that much.
And it's completely free. And again, it's an exploration game. I saw... The whole reason I got interested in this game in the first place is because I saw just a, 2-second GIF of him in this train, just kind of bobbing along. And I was like, that looks really cool. The art style looks cool. It's fresh and it pops and it's friendly. And so I decided I was going to try it out. And here it is. It's... I don't know, like, the characters are weird, and the art style's weird, and it feels, again, very proof of concept, but I liked it so much.
I would like to point out that you are inside your own personal rain cloud at the moment.
Yes, you are, aren't you? Wow, that's an interesting way to do it. I never looked up. I wonder what would have happened if I'd looked up. Do you think...
Lightning.
You remember the old games like Deus Ex and everything, the original ones, where if you looked up, you would see a round circle of rain falling on the sides of your character? Yes. Because they hadn't figured out how to make rain actually work in the environment yet?
Yep.
I wonder if that's what it would have looked like in this. I mean, I give them props for the fact that the rain is moving sideways, sort of, you know? Yeah.
And that there's wind effects on these trees. That's kind of impressive. That says a lot about your game.
Right? And I don't know that they're going to take this anywhere. I don't know if there's the plot, if you can call it, in this game, is very much you're on a train. Like that's it.
I had a thought there. I was thinking that it's good that you did the very gamerly thing and explored the island before you went up top.
Of course, you have to go around all the sides. What if there's something hidden there?
That's true. This crab looks incredibly sad.
They all look sad. Everybody in this game looks sad. I'd played this game for about 10 minutes before I got to this point, because, I'll be honest, the beginning is nothing but you wandering around in a circle going, I don't know what I'm doing.
That sounds par for the course for an Explore game.
Right? No idea what you're doing. I will tell you that this game has an interesting twist to it. If you manage to stick with it towards the end, it definitely rewards you for that. And I appreciate any game that says, oh, hey, you stuck around through the boring stuff. You talked to the guy with the ice cream cone who won't sell you any, because if he sold you an ice cream cone, what would he have to sell? Which is just...
I don't really know what to say about that. For a minute, I honestly thought this guy was an all-caps character, and then I saw him say something not in caps, and that made me feel better about the game.
Yeah. But that's the kind of sense of humor, you know. You go to the ice cream guy, and he says, I can't sell you ice cream, then what would I have to sell? You know?
Well, hopefully more ice cream, otherwise this is a pretty poor business model.
Yeah.
So, Master, I'm not sure how well this was thought out.
Oh, yeah, Meet the Robinsons. One of my favorite movies, by the way.
That train just came out of nowhere.
Everything comes out of nowhere. I love the dinosaur, you know? I've got a big head and tiny arms. I'm really not so sure how well thought out this plan was.
That movie came out of nowhere, by the way. The first time I saw it, I was like, this movie was great. How did I miss it? And then I was like, oh, right. I was probably in the Middle East. And you just about hit another train.
No. There are no train-on-train collisions in this game. I feel like there's a story here. I really do. I'm not sure what that story is. I feel like if you explored everything to the nth degree and really did... Because you can time the trains based off of the time schedule. I just did not do that. And so I feel like you could probably go through the whole thing and figure out exactly where you want to go and really get pretty in-depth in it. I just didn't. And I'm okay with the fact that they didn't penalize me for that. Because I don't want to be penalized for playing a game how I want to play it.
I guess that's true, especially when it comes to an exploration game. I mean, that would be kind of cruel and ridiculous.
But how many games do that, where you didn't do this in this order, so you can't go on, you can't do this, you can't finish the game unless you have the sword from the cave, you know?
That is true. I guess this game did have a pretty good amount of foresight put into it then.
I'm not even sure it was made by more than one guy.
I feel like this was made by one guy, and if this is just one guy that made this, it's kind of impressive.
Right. Everything has a character, which I appreciate. Every single character in the game is interesting to look at. The art style, you know. I wouldn't
like
necessarily...
This guy, Beathead Boy, that's his name. His
Beathead
head
Boy.
looks like a beat.
Sure. I'm not saying that they're necessarily interesting to talk to. This guy in particular, I got the feeling that if you just kind of, you know, stopped treating him like apparently everybody else does, sycophantically, that they will give you something.
What is going on with those frogs?
This game gets weird.
Yeah, they were weird. They were making very weird noises. There's a lot of weird noises going on here.
The game gets weird. It really does. This is like the beginning of the end of the game. This is when stuff starts to actually become really interesting. You can see a lot of ideas that were thrown into the game from this point on that you go, oh, that's really interesting. And I hope that they follow up with it in some way and continue to make it interesting. There's, you know, as with any newbie type of game, this isn't something that's going to capture your attention for years and years of time. It's not something that's going to... I don't even know if you would necessarily pay for it, to be totally honest. But
I am almost positive I would not pay for this game in this current state. But I can agree with what you did there, how you tried to jump into the moving car, because I also thought that car was not going to stop and was surprised when it did.
Yeah, it felt like it shouldn't stop.
Yep.
And then it did stop. All right, I haven't been skiing in a long time, but I feel like if you go to a ski thing, they don't stop, right? They just keep going.
They do not stop.
So...
well, now I'm excited about the things that you said are going to start tying things together. I can't... Okay, so there's a little creature dude there.
Oh, he's the creepiest guy in the world, all right? He's the creepiest character in the world.
Yeah, I can agree with that. He is very strange. I bet he's still staring at you, too. Yup.
Always. Super creepy. There's little things that the developer didn't do very well. Like for this character, you have to
can't talk to him. You got to find the...
You got to find the sweet spot. You got to find the sweet spot. And so there's little things like that, but altogether, it wasn't, you know, something immersion breaking. I don't feel like there's any game here, to be totally honest, but it still was something that I think I'm happy to have tried.
So you're saying that this game changed something in you?
I wouldn't say that. It's not a game. It is a game in the loosest sense, but it's definitely, you know, if we're going with the Robert Ebert way of looking at it, this definitely falls more into the art side than the game side. I wouldn't say I was necessarily having fun when I played it.
I am generally confused by this game, and a little bit irritated by that fact. and I have no idea what's going on.
Well, this is the point when the game actually started to wake up for me.
Oh.
So, now that, like I said, if you give it some time and you actually work your way through the idiosyncratic part of the game, you start to get to a part that actually feels interesting. This starts to feel...
This does feel interesting. This seems kind of cool.
Right? You remember that game, Dr. Lengaskov? This starts to feel a little bit of that. It starts to feel a little Stanley Parable, like there's actually something happening here outside of getting onto trains.
I would be just so disheartened, though, if nothing really happened.
Again, they haven't made a game here yet, but I can see that there's a lot of good ideas.
I can see that they're definitely doing some things. There are things that are happening. Nobody can deny that, but I am not sure where they're going with this. I feel like this is a lot of investment for not a lot of return. And this stairwell seems poorly designed. It seems like you're going up and down at the same time until you finally get to the bottom. It looks like it's not moving, but you're moving. I don't know. I mean, is this entirely designed to just screw with your head?
I think so. Yeah, I think at this point they decided to just throw everything at the wall and see what you could have, you know? And I actually think that some of the feelings you start to get in this part of the game are well worth it. I wish that they had cut out a little bit of the 25 minutes of riding on trains bit, but at the same time, I think that if they had done that, you may not have had the payoff that you did in the utter confusion that you have at this point in the game.
I will agree. There is a good deal of utter confusion.
Yep. Now, I will warn you, there's not a lot that happens at this point.
Oh, that is a little depressing. I'm kind of disheartened by that.
Yeah, I mean, there is no, money shot, as it were. There's no big finale boost here, but I feel like there could be. If I were to spend 10 minutes walking around going train to train to train, and then I found this, and then there was something afterwards, I would be much more willing to say this is something that everybody should play. As it is now,
I have nothing else to say about this game. I'm a little bit irritated by it. I don't like it.
As it is in its current form, I can't say that I would recommend it, but I would recommend it if they did something with it, because it is interesting. And if you guys watch this channel enough, you know I like interesting. And I like to play games that make me go, oh, there's something there. For example, over the side of this, what is in the water?
I don't know. I was wondering that too.
And
probably one of the unexplored areas you could have gone to.
Maybe it looks like a giant fish, but we never really get to explore any of that. And I understand, I really do. This is not a full game. They're not giving it to us in a fully fleshed out method. But at the same time, that's it.
That game left me wanting more.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. So there you go, guys. What did you think? Leave us a comment, leave us a like, or a dislike. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more games come out. And there you go.
No thumbs up. Until the next one.